So we coming back with more Marianne Faithfull. This song is called The Ballad of Lucy Jordan. So in 1979, experienced the comeback of Marianne Faithfull with her album Broken English. Also, she made a great live performances later in her concerts and shows, but she chose the album version. After so many years, this was what people heard for the first time of her comeback on the radio, being a hit single. And this is kind of like going back to what we talked about in the previous reaction with her being introduced to the channel. So I want to say shout out to the subscriber requesting this and then giving me a different period so I can kind of have a better gander at her career. So with that being said, we finna check this one out and let's get it. That sounds very different from what we was listening to the first time.
Morning sun touched lightly on the eyes of Lucy Jordan in a white suburban bedroom in a white suburban town.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all gotta I think there was definitely some correlation between her voice back then. She looked more timid. This looks a little bit more risque right here. She sounds like she has more experience in her voice. Also, it sounds like she's been through some stuff. Yeah, so let's go.
As she lay there neath the covers, dreaming of 1,000 lovers, till the world turned to orange and the room went spinning round. At the age of 37, she realized she'd never ride through Paris in a sports car with the warm wind in her hair.
She sounds about an octave lower than she did in them first few songs.
So she let the phone keep ringing, and she sat there softly singing little nursery rhymes she'd memorized her daddy's easy chair. Her husband, he was off to work, and the kids were off to school, and there were oh so many ways for her to spend a day. She could clean the house for hours, or rearrange the flowers, or run naked through the shady street, screaming all the way. At the age of 30,
There's definitely some cracks in her voice. Like her voice isn't necessarily transitioned from note to note very clean. There's a like that. So
37, she realized she'd never ride through Paris in a sports car with the warm wind in her hair. So she let the phone keep ringing as she sat there softly singing pretty nursery rhymes she'd memorized in her daddy's easy chair. The evening sun touched gently on the eyes of Lucy Jordan on the rooftop where she climbed when all the laughter grew too loud. And she bowed and curtsied to the man who reached and offered her his hand, and he led her down to the long white car that waited past the crowd. At the age of 37, she knew she'd found forever as she rode along through Paris with the warm
think this was definitely a better song than what I heard back in the day. Let me see if there's anything else afterwards. I enjoyed this song as a story. I think this was a big transformation from who she was versus who she is now. And that only comes with life experience, man. And like her demeanor just looks so different. Like even with her head covering her eyes like that. The Ballad of Lucy Jordan. This song sounded very personal, you know. You know, whether she was the character or not, who knows? But shout out to the subscriber who requested this one. Appreciate you donating for the and I appreciate you donating. Sometimes I have brain farts mid-sentence, but I appreciate you donating and requesting this one. I think this was probably one of the strangest transformations I've seen when it came to artists. But normally, I've seen this, but it's been done. It's been happening differently with some other artists too. But with that being said, catch you at another one. Peace.